At the beginning of the film, we see a man sleeping comfortably in his room. When he opens his eyes, he finds himself lying on the road. A woman is sitting in front of him. She approaches and starts talking to the man. She is the main character of the story, named Gil Bok-soon. Through their conversation, we learn that the man is a notorious gangster in Japan. Bok-soon tells him she is going to kill him. She explains that this is why she brought him to the road. She reveals she was paid for the job, indicating she is a contract killer who works for a company called MK. MK specializes in assassination contracts, and Bok-soon is its most dangerous killer. The man mocks her, saying she doesn't have the strength to kill him. He argues that if she had, she would have done so while he was asleep. Bok-soon counters, saying she could have killed him, but she has a 17-year-old daughter who always insists that everyone deserves a fair chance to defend themselves. Saying this, Bok-soon throws a sword in front of the man and challenges him to a fight. A fierce battle ensues between them. Both land heavy blows on each other, and Bok-soon soon realizes that the man is exceptionally strong and might even defeat her. Thinking quickly, she retreats to her car and shoots him from a distance, severely injuring him. She then approaches him and finishes the job with one final shot, completing her mission. After the mission, Bok-soon returns home and starts doing household chores. While picking up clothes, she finds a packet of cigarettes in her daughter's belongings. This discovery makes her furious as she realizes her daughter smokes. It reminds her of her childhood when her father punished her for smoking by forcing her to eat cigarettes. Reliving those memories, Bok-soon starts smoking herself. Shortly after, her daughter comes home from school. Bok-soon confronts her and tells her to quit smoking. Her daughter reacts angrily, accusing Bok-soon of hypocrisy, saying, "If you do it yourself, why are you telling me to stop?" She storms off to her room. Bok-soon, angered by her daughter's behavior, follows her. But by then, the daughter has realized her mistake and apologizes. She admits she shouldn't have said those things. The scene shifts to a man and a woman watching the news on TV. They are siblings. The news reports that a powerful gangster in the city has been murdered, but the killer remains unidentified. The murdered man is the same one Bok-soon killed. The man watching the news praises Bok-soon. From their conversation, we learn he is Bok-soon's boss, who assigned her the target. He also reveals that Bok-soon is his favorite assassin. However, his sister doesn't like Bok-soon much. Their discussion reveals that Bok-soon's contract with their company is nearing its end, but the boss wants her to continue working for them because of her unmatched skills and unbroken success record. The scene shifts again, and Bok-soon meets her friends at a hotel. Her friends, also assassins, admire her and aspire to become as powerful as her. However, they are unemployed. One of them blames the strict rules imposed by the MK company boss for their predicament. The rules include no killing of children, no leaving MK to join another company, no abandoning a mission before completing it. Violating these rules leads to severe punishment, making it hard for them to find work. After the meeting, Bok-soon heads to her car but finds some men tampering with it. When they see her, they step aside but begin to harass her. At that moment, Bok-soon's friend arrives and beats them up with impressive skill. His actions leave Bok-soon impressed and happy. After the fight, the friend approaches Bok-soon. Grateful for his help, she gives him some money, but he refuses it. The scene shifts to Bok-soon's daughter with her friend. It's revealed they like each other but keep their relationship secret. Both are smoking when 3 boys approach them. Sensing trouble, Bok-soon's daughter tries to leave, but one of the boys grabs her hand and starts misbehaving. Angered, she warns him she will break his hand and walks away. The boy's friends laugh at his embarrassment, making him furious with her. At home, while Bok-soon and her daughter are eating, the daughter receives repeated text messages. Bok-soon asks her if a boy is texting her, but the daughter denies it. She explains that all the students at school must give a speech on whether men or women can be killers. She says she'll argue that only men can be killers because it's too unusual and unacceptable for women. Hearing this, Bok-soon is both surprised and worried, as her daughter doesn't know that her mother is one of the most dangerous killers alive. The next day, while Bok-soon was on her way to her office, the boss's sister approached her. She greeted Bok-soon warmly, pretending to be pleased to see her, though in reality, she harbored deep hatred for her. Nearby, a skilled fighter girl was sparring with a boy. She grabbed his neck, slammed him onto a table, and repeatedly hit him before presenting him to the boss's sister. The boss's sister was training new killers for the company, and this fighter girl was her star pupil, the best among the recruits. Bok-soon arrived at the scene with the boss's sister, and everyone welcomed her warmly, acknowledging her as their senior and the most dangerous killer in the company. Seeing this, the boss's sister grew jealous and praised the fighter girl in front of everyone, claiming she would surpass Bok-soon in the future. Bok-soon didn't like this and began to leave, but the boss's sister stopped her. She challenged Bok-soon, stating that the fighter girl was more powerful and dangerous than Bok-soon had been at her age. She proposed a fight between the two. Bok-soon accepted, and the fight began. The fighter girl attacked quickly, using her special moves to try and overpower Bok-soon. However, Bok-soon skillfully dodged each attack. When the girl made a final attempt with a knife, Bok-soon cleverly countered and defeated her with superior technique. Afterward, Bok-soon met with her boss. He told her that since their contract was nearing its end, he wanted to renew it, ensuring she would continue working with him. Bok-soon replied that her daughter was growing up, and she didn't want her work to negatively impact her. She revealed she was considering leaving the job for good. While they were talking, Bok-soon received a phone call. She listened, and her expression turned to fear. She quickly excused herself and rushed out. The call was from her daughter's school. The school reported that her daughter had attacked a boy with a pair of scissors. Bok-soon hurried to the school and found her daughter and her daughter's friend there. However, neither of them would explain why they had done such a dangerous thing. As a result, the school suspended her daughter for a week, barring her from attending. Bok-soon scolded her daughter as they left the school. When they were sitting in the car, Bok-soon demanded to know why her daughter had attacked the boy. Her daughter's response terrified her. She admitted she had wanted to kill the boy but failed. Bok-soon was shocked and speechless. Later, Bok-soon confided in her friend, revealing her fears. She told him about committing her first murder at 17 and expressed her concern that her daughter might follow the same path. Bok-soon didn't want her daughter to be influenced by her profession and hoped to guide her toward a better future. At home, Bok-soon tried to reason with her daughter, urging her to control her anger and avoid such dangerous behavior. However, her daughter refused to listen and walked away. Her daughter went outside, her face filled with worry, as if something was troubling her deeply, but she couldn't bring herself to tell her mother. Bok-soon noticed her daughter's changing behavior and grew increasingly concerned. Shortly after, Bok-soon received a call from her boss, assigning her to a new mission. He informed her that the fighter girl would accompany her on this job. The next day, before the mission, Bok-soon and the fighter girl met. The fighter showed her weapon to Bok-soon, and they proceeded to their target's location. Their mission was to assassinate a boy in a way that made it look like a suicide. They reached his house while he was sleeping and released a gas to render him unconscious. As they prepared to stage the scene, the fighter girl attempted to cut the boy's veins straight across. Bok-soon stopped her and explained that people who take their own lives rarely cut straight. Fear often causes them to cut unevenly. Bok-soon demonstrated how they should do it. However, as Bok-soon prepared to proceed, she noticed a photo of the boy on a table. Looking closer, she realized he was the son of a government minister. Beside the photo was a note. Reading it, Bok-soon discovered that the minister, the boy's father, wanted him dead. While she was processing this, Bok-soon received a call from her daughter. She sent the fighter girl out of the room and answered the call. Her daughter apologized for her earlier behavior and asked her to come home soon. This unexpected show of affection moved Bok-soon to tears. Her daughter had never spoken so lovingly to her before. It reminded Bok-soon how her work had kept her from spending quality time with her daughter, filling her with guilt and emotion. In the next scene, we see Bok-soon's boss, who had gone to Russia for his mission. At the time, he was sitting in a bar. He got a call from Bok-soon. She tells her boss to forgive her because she failed to complete the mission. But after hearing this, the boss does not believe it because it had never happened before. Bok-soon says she could not kill that boy because they had released a small amount of unconsciousness gas, and that boy did not become unconscious. He woke up. Actually, the truth was that Bok-soon was lying because her daughter had called and made her emotional. Because of this, she could not kill that boy. After a few moments, all of a sudden all the people inside the bar attack the boss. The boss fights them alone. Whoever came to kill him, he shot them with bullets. After the fight, he again started talking to Bok-soon. He says that the rule she has broken has a punishment: death. Bok-soon says to the boss that if he saves her from this punishment, she will work with him in the future. They will make a contract again. After finishing his mission in Russia, the boss is ready to go home. While sitting on the plane, he calls his sister. He tells her that Bok-soon did not complete the mission. She says that Bok-soon has broken the rules of the company, so now she should be punished. The boss says they cannot do this because she is the senior and most capable killer of their company. He says he wants to work with her in the future. After saying this, he hangs up the phone. He starts remembering the time when he went to kill Bok-soon's dad. He had received the contract to kill him because her dad was in the police. When he went there to kill him, all of a sudden, Bok-soon came. Seeing her, he stopped. But shockingly, Bok-soon herself killed her dad because she was already very annoyed with him. He used to do a lot of atrocities on her. After doing this, she did not feel any shame. In fact, she was smiling. From then until now, she has killed many people and worked with her boss. Because she had never failed in her missions before, the boss did not believe her this time. He had his doubts. In the next scene, the boss's sister goes to Bok-soon's friend and sends her on a mission. She also tells her the target. The next day, it was shown in the news that the minister's son had been murdered. After seeing this, Bok-soon was quite surprised because she had left him alive. Meanwhile, her daughter comes home, and they both start talking to each other. Bok-soon's daughter tells her the whole truth, that she likes her friend. She explains that when she was sitting very close to her friend, the minister's son clicked their pictures. She told him to delete the pictures, but he said he would do it on one condition: if she had an intimate relationship with him. She clearly refused, and he threatened her. Because of this, she got angry, and on that day at school, she attacked him with scissors. Bok-soon said she made a mistake and should have told her earlier. Hearing this, her daughter asks why she never tells her about her work. Hearing this, Bok-soon panics, thinking her daughter might find out everything about her work. Suddenly, their doorbell rings. Bok-soon sees that the killer fighter girl is outside. Bok-soon brings her inside, holds her, and puts a knife to her neck, asking why she has come. The girl says she has been fired by MK Company. After this, they both go to a hotel. Here, the rest of the workers of MK Company also arrive, who are their friends. They find out that the mission Bok-soon and the killer fighter had left, to kill the boy, was completed later by Bok-soon's friend, who killed the minister's son. Knowing this, Bok-soon feels very bad. Meanwhile, Bok-soon's friend receives a call from the boss's sister, which Bok-soon answers. She finds out that the boss's sister ordered the completion of the target Bok-soon had left. The boss's sister talks to everyone sitting there and gives them a mission. The hotel owner then puts a rope around Bok-soon's neck and starts pulling her. All of them attack her because the boss's sister ordered them to kill Bok-soon. Bok-soon fights them alone. She bravely counters everyone's attacks, beating them one by one. In this fight, the killer fighter supports her. Together they kill everyone one by one. When Bok-soon tries to kill her close friend, he begs for forgiveness, saying he was forced by the boss's sister. Suddenly, Bok-soon's phone starts ringing. She sees many missed calls from her daughter. Bok-soon calls back her daughter and starts talking to her while leaving the hotel. But then the boss arrives and catches her. He tries to kill her by strangling her. However, the killer fighter girl runs in and explains to him that the attack was orchestrated by his sister and that Bok-soon had no fault in it. Hearing this, the boss releases Bok-soon. She tells him that she won't spare his sister. The boss warns her that if she does anything to his sister, he will kill her. Bok-soon responds that whether she kills his sister or not, the rest of the company will come after her. She adds that once they find out his sister was responsible for the deaths of the company's killers, they won't let her go. The boss vows to protect both his sister and Bok-soon, as he still wants to work with her in the future. Bok-soon does not respond and leaves. After Bok-soon departs, The boss does not let the killer fighter girl go. He kills her. When Bok-soon arrives home, she finds her daughter crying. Her daughter reveals that she overheard someone talking about killing her mother. Bok-soon tries to reassure her but is startled when her daughter confesses she knows the truth. She discovered a gun in Bok-soon's bag. Relieved that her daughter does not know the whole truth, Bok-soon lies to her, saying she is a spy. She promises her daughter that she will quit her work and leave it all behind the next day. Bok-soon also expresses regret over her work. Her daughter shares her own regret, saying she trusted her friend and their relationship, only to be betrayed. Now, both mother and daughter are filled with sorrow over their respective mistakes. Elsewhere, all the company leaders hold a meeting to address the actions of MK Company's killers. They reveal that Bok-soon killed members of other companies, which is against the rules. One of the leaders approaches the boss and declares that the punishment for this mistake will be given to him, the boss of MK Company. The man pulls out a knife and threatens the boss. Enraged, the boss grabs the knife and attacks him, stabbing him in the neck and mouth, killing him. This act also violates the rules, as no weapons are allowed in meetings. In the next scene, Bok-soon visits MK Company's office to sign a new contract. She meets the boss's sister there. Already angry and seeking revenge, Bok-soon attacks the sister before signing the contract. She uses a pen to stab her in the neck and cutting her throat, and the sister dies. After signing the contract, Bok-soon leaves the office, leaving the bloodied pen behind as a challenge to the boss. When the boss learns of this, he calls Bok-soon's daughter. He tells her that he works with her mother and has received her challenge. He asks the daughter to tell her mother to come to the office tomorrow. At home, while eating with her daughter, Bok-soon learns of the boss's call. She understands that the boss has accepted her challenge. The next day, she goes to the MK Company office, knowing full well the danger she faces. When Bok-soon enters the office, the boss opens fire on her, but none of the bullets hit her. It becomes clear that the boss intentionally missed because he does not want to kill her with a gun. They begin talking and drinking. During their conversation, they discuss their upcoming fight. Both acknowledge that they are equally skilled and cannot easily defeat each other. Bok-soon tells the boss that she knows he cannot kill her because she is his weakness. She reveals that she knows he has been in love with her since the day he went to kill her father when she was 17. Suddenly, Bok-soon attacks the boss and stabs him in the stomach. The boss, in pain, reveals that her daughter is watching everything. Shocked and heartbroken, Bok-soon realizes her daughter has seen her true self, the side she wanted to hide. Her daughter, devastated, begins crying. Bok-soon, filled with guilt and sorrow, leaves the office and returns home. At home, Bok-soon finds her daughter pretending to be asleep. Unbeknownst to Bok-soon, her daughter has discovered her real identity. However, the daughter acts as though she is unaware of anything. A few days later, we see Bok-soon's daughter at school. She hugs her friend but then threatens her, warning that if she ever betrays her or fails to support her, she will kill her. This marks a chilling transformation in her daughter, who seems to have inherited Bok-soon's darker traits. Her evil smile hints at the danger ahead. Bok-soon's actions have deeply influenced her daughter, leading her down a path her mother never wanted. The story ends with the daughter's unsettling smile, signaling the potential for her to become a dangerous killer like her mother.